Hi, Assalamualaikum. Okay, we continue on the maintenance of mechanical system. Okay, before this, we look into lubricant and then also bearing. Now we continue with the mechanical drive and pump. Okay, what is mechanical drive? Mechanical drive in which it help the system, okay, to provide a variable output speed or to provide torque. Okay, so it is used in a system. It can be turbine, it can be engine. Okay, so it's a drive to move something. Okay, and usually make a drive used with the electronic mechatronic. Okay, it's a combination of electrical drive and also mechanical drive. Okay, to convert the rotational motion into translational motion. Okay, these are the type of mechanical drive. First is the gate transmission, okay. And then we have belt drive. We have belt here, okay. For the positioning or flexible in the positioning. Okay, and then chain drive. It almost seems like belt drive, but they're using chain here for variable speed. And then the last one is the traction drive. This one is involved with the high speed. Okay, for high speed, you cannot use these two. You need to use the traction drive. Okay, where are all these drive? It's inside the system. Gas turbine, steam turbine, and then you can found in the chemical plant, in the gear and membrane and piston pump, and also in manufacturing, you can find it in the conveyor belt system. Okay, what are the difference between mechanical drive and electrical drive? Okay, what are the advantage and disadvantage? Mechanical drive less costly than electrical drive because electrical drive have more high-end electronic parts. Okay, and it's more simple to control. Okay, mechanical drive because it involved with the manual. Okay, and then it's used in the industry ranging from aerospace, manufacturing, mining, shipping, transportation, all the heavy industry. And now with the advanced technology, more new technology coming in, so the mechanical drive has become more efficient. Okay, and then this disadvantage of mechanical drive. Okay, usually it's not durable because it involves with all the parts, mechanical parts, and cannot be controlled as precisely as the electrical drive. And electrical drive, you have all the control system and all that, but in mechanical drive, it's hard to get to the precise value that you want. Okay, it's always in the tolerance or range value. And then cannot transmit as much power as electrical drive. Okay, so that's the difference on the advantage and disadvantage. Okay, in mechanical drive, usually the maintenance is done with the CIP in place. What is CIP? CIP is clean in place. It's automatically to clean the pipe, the interior surface, pipe, vessel, equipment, fittings. So it automatically and need to be clean at regular intervals because dekat dalam sistem tu kadang dia ada tempat-tempat yang boleh memerangkap kotoran, memerangkap mungkin lubricant or anything. So what they have to do, they have to do the cleaning process without major disassemble. Maksudnya you don't have to buka semua benda untuk clean up. It is done automatically with the system and they are using mix of chemical, heat and water to clean the inside part. Okay, especially in the food industry, pharmaceutical, in which you need high hygiene monitoring and all that. So they need to clean the inside part. Okay. Okay, these are the questions on the mechanical drive maintenance. Okay, we'll discuss this in the class, in the live class, right? And then we go to the final system in which we call it pump, in the pump category. Okay, what is pump? Okay, we see pump all over, all around us. Okay, we have seen pump in aquarium. Okay, we have a very small pump in the aquarium, and then we have pump, water pump. Okay, and lots of other pumps around us. So what is pump? Pump is the device used to move or to transfer fluid such as liquid, gases, slurry, okay, to one place to another. Okay, dalam pump kita ada group, okay. So unit group-group ni dibezakan melalui ciri-ciri pump tersebut. Okay, the main one is the positive displacement and satu lagi dynamic. Okay, we are focusing on the positive displacement. Okay, positive displacement maksud dia kita akan from one side to another, starting from the inlet, okay, and the suction side, and then going out to the decreasing cavity in which to the outlet. Okay, discharge. So dalam positive displacement dia terbagi kepada dua lagi, rotary and reciprocating. Okay. Okay, let's see what the major element yang membezakan rotary dengan reciprocating adalah piston. Okay, they have piston here, and the piston is driven by this cam. Okay, so the movement of backward inward will akan ubah the pressure here. So the inlet valve will open, okay, bila dia backward, and then bila dia move forward, dia akan push it out to the outlet valve. Okay, so dia akan keluar, masuk and keluar using the piston upward, forward and backward direction. Okay, let's look into the mechanism of the pump, reciprocating pump. And then this is the application, okay, used in the oil and gas industry, especially in the offshore oil production, injection, feed, okay, and all this process. So let's look some videos.
Hi friends, in this video we cover what is reciprocating pumps. Typical reciprocating pumps are plunger pumps, diaphragm pumps. Plunger pumps consists of a cylinder with a reciprocating plunger in it. In the head of the cylinder the suction and discharge valves are mounted. In the suction stroke the plunger retracts and the suction valves opens, causing suction of fluid into the cylinder. In the forward stroke the plunger push the liquid out through the discharge valve. In a diaphragm pump the plunger pressurizes hydraulic oil which is used to flex a diaphragm in the pumping cylinder. Diaphragm pumps are used to pump hazardous and toxic fluids. Hi friends.
Okay, that's the mechanism part of it. Okay, you can see that there's a piston involved.
Hi friends.
Okay, let's look at the other part of positive displacement, the rotary pump. Okay, we're going to look further into this category. Okay, rotary pump involved with the rotation. Okay, there's something that rotate inside the pump. There's no piston involved. Okay, it's widely used for viscous liquid. Okay, and then usually inlet and outlet, and then they have the gear inside. Okay, they have this inside. So the movement or the rotation will cause the fluid to flow in and out. So they have a few types under the rotary pump. We will see this further. Okay, let's look at the rotary pump application in which in refrigeration, heating and air conditioning, and it for high viscosity substance transfer, such as lubricating oil. Okay, let's see the rotary pump.
A rotary lobe pump has two counter-rotating intermeshing rotors. The left side of the pump is the suction port and the right side is the discharge port. As the lobes rotate, an expanding cavity is created at the suction port. Fluid is pulled into this expanding cavity and the cavity is then transported around to the discharge side. At the discharge port, the cavity is compressed by the rotors, pushing the fluid out of the pump. During each rotation of the rotors, a discrete amount of fluid is pushed through the pump. As a result, the volumetric flow rate is determined by the pump speed.
Okay, so dia ada rotor dalam tu. Dia ada something yang rotate. Okay. Okay, let's look at the type of rotary pump. Okay, rotary pump dia ada dua jenis. Okay, single rotor ataupun multiple rotor. Maksudnya dia ada rotor more than one. Okay, in multiple rotor kita ada 3 type. Okay, so we will look into external gear, kat mana they use external gear and how the principle working of external gear, and also for internal gear for lobe pump. Okay, the video we just saw now is on the lobe pump. So they have 2 rotor here, and vane pump is the single rotor. So dia ada satu je. Okay, so we look first at the external gear pump. Okay, external means that dia ada 2 gear, okay, in which both are rotating against each other. The opposite, okay. And usually external gear pump is for high pressure, okay, and usually at 1750 RPM up to 3000 RPM. Okay, it's for very high pressure. So when you know, it's very important to know in which condition that certain pump can work. Okay, for example, you look at the pressure, you look at the you punya fluid. What type of fluid is that? Is it gas? Is it high viscosity? So you're gonna check. Sometimes if you use the wrong type of pump, it's gonna cause you haywire. Okay, so look at the type of fluid that you're handling, and then the pressure, the speed, and all that. Okay, since they have 2 gear rotating against each other and each gear supported by a shaft. Okay, let's look. These are the working principle. What is external pump? 2 identical gear rotating against each other. That's the keyword, against each other. One driving gear and one is driven gear. So, satu ni, okay, each gear supported by shaft. So, dia kena opposite rotation. Okay, kalau dia kena yang ni shaft lain, okay, yang ni shaft lain. Dia tak boleh sama. Sebab dia kena opposite, okay. So, working principle, as the gear spins, volume expand at the inlet, okay, the liquid flow in the pump and discharge through the outlet. So it must be against each other, the punya rotation. Okay, these are the diagram. Okay, masuk and then they expand and then they push out through the outlet. Each gear supported by a shaft. Okay, so ada 2 gear, 2 shaft. Okay, what's the advantage of this external? High speed, high pressure. That one is for external pump. And it's a relatively quiet operation. Dia senyap And dia ada disadvantages. Solid not allowed. So solid tak digalakkan, langsung tak dibenarkan dalam external pump ni sebab kemungkinan dia akan sangkut. Okay. And then fixed and clearance. And this is how the pump look like. Okay, yang ni bila dah casing you tak nampak dalam dia. So actually there's a 2 gear rotating against each other and each gear have their own shaft. Okay. Application, various fuel, oil and lube. Okay, untuk metering, polymer and additive, untuk blending, okay, hydraulic application, okay, and also acid and caustic, and also low volume transfer. That's for external. Okay, let's look into internal. Apa ciri-ciri internal? Okay, internal ni untuk slow speed. Okay, 1150 RPM saja. Dia tak boleh go more than that. Kalau you nak go more than that, you go for external gear pump. Okay, ability to operate at low speed and for high viscosity application. High viscosity maksud dia pekat. Okay, high viscosity, likat. And the outer gear is driven by shaft supported by bearing. Okay, dalam apa yang bezakan internal dengan external tadi? Kedudukan gear tadi. Okay, let's see. Nampak tak? Tadi external dia ada 2 gear rotating against each other. Kali ni dia ada external and interior. Okay, exterior gear di luar dan dalam dia ada satu lagi gear, interior gear kita panggil. Okay, usually shaft ni dalam ni, okay, one gear salah satu it can be the interior atau it can be the exterior yang dipegang oleh shaft. So satu lagi ni dia follow. So nampak tak dia rotate arah yang sama. External is rotation is against each other, but for the internal pump, maksud dia ada lagi gear gear duduk dalam gear nama dia. Okay, so dia akan ikut rotation yang sama. Okay, Syah boleh pegang the interior or the exterior gear, depends. Okay, tapi salah satu saja. Yang satu ni akan follow. Working principle, liquid enter the suction port here, and then the crescent shape here, create pressure, and then it will go or discharge smoothly on the outlet. Okay, so these are the principle. Okay, so gear duduk dalam gear, and then dia create pressure, and dia akan keluar ke outlet, right? Okay, let's look at the advantage and disadvantages. Okay, excellent for high viscosity. Kalau high viscosity, pilihlah internal pump. Tapi tengok speed. Kalau high speed dah tak boleh pakai. High speed you kena guna external, right? Operates well in either direction. Okay, you boleh ikut arah jam ke lawan jam ke. Single adjustable and clearance. Okay, easy to maintain. Maksud dia kena adjust satu gear je sebab satu gear lagi duduk dalam. Kalau external dia susah nak adjust dia punya clearance sebab dia ada atas bawah. Okay, disadvantage dia require moderate speed saja, tak boleh speed yang tinggi, dan medium pressure saja. The limitation dia kat situ, dia tak boleh go high. Okay. Okay, these are the picture, alright. Nampak gear dalam gear, and then application is for fuel oil, okay, lube, okay, resin. Untuk high viscosity contohnya bitumen pekat, okay, asphalt pun pekat, ataupun polyethylene foam. And then food product, okay, contohnya corn syrup, chocolate syrup, peanut butter, all of these are high viscosity, very melekat, pekat. And then also for thin liquid juga boleh, paint, ink pun boleh, right? Okay, let's look into the third one dalam kategori multiple rotor. Lobe pump. Lobe ni beza dekat mana? Tengok dia punya gear. Gear dia berbeza kan? Dia macam kedudukan dia sama macam external. Tetapi dia punya rotor tu yang berbeza. Sebab apa? Kita panggil lobe. Lobe ni dia tak in contact pun. Dia tak kena langsung. So setiap lobe ni dia akan have their own shaft. Dia pakai apa? Dia pakai timing gear. Okay. Sebab dia kena timing betul. Sebab dia tak boleh touch. So ni ada satu shaft untuk run dia, timing motor kat sini pun ada satu. Okay, timing gear kita panggil. Dia make sure dia tak kena pun ni. Okay, these two rotor takkan bersentuh. Okay, they handle solid without problem. Sebab apa? Dia tak banyak gigi-gigi kecil and is very easy to clean up. Okay, and it's for low viscosity liquid. Okay, timing gear. Keyword dia untuk lobe pump, dia ada timing gear sebab both lobes are driven by timing gears. Okay. Working principle, as lobe spin, volume expand in the inlet and the liquid flow into the pump and discharge through the outlet. Okay, nampak ada beza dia dekat rotor dia. Okay, kita panggil lobe. Right. Kita tak panggil gear, kita panggil lobe. Alright, what are the advantage? No metal-to-metal contact. So, tak ada lobe dengan lobe tak bertemu, tak bersentuh. No pulsating discharge. Okay, dia flow je nicely. And then, medium, dia melibatkan solid juga. Okay, and long-term dry run. Dia boleh dry run. Require timing gear. Dia kena ada timing gear. And reduce lift with the thin liquid. Dia tak sesuai sangat untuk thin liquid. Okay, these are the lobe. Okay, lobe pump. Nampak lobe ni? Okay, so these are the work. And also the application, kita ada polymer untuk application. Okay, soap, okay, paint and dyes, rubber, okay, pharmaceutical and food application. Dia sangat sesuai untuk food application. Alright. Okay, the last one untuk single rotor. Satu je contoh dia. Okay, yang multiple tadi dia ada 3. Yang ni dia ada satu saja iaitu vein pumps. Okay. Apa beza dia? Rotor with a radial slot. Nampak? Dia lain. Beza dia kat sini. Okay, kalau you lukis, make sure you lukis yang betul yang dia punya rotor tengah-tengah ni. Dia ada satu saja. Okay. And dia guna centrifugal force or hydraulic pressure. Okay. And speed dia pun tak tinggi sangat. Macam external pump. 1000. Okay. And rotor with spring equipped vane, single motor drive rotor. So satu je drive. Okay, motor untuk rotor ni Working principle, liquid enter suction port, rotor spin, okay, transferring liquid to the other side and keluar. Dia very simple masuk, pusing and dia keluar ke outlet. Okay, application ni sebelum kita tengok advantage and disadvantage, handle thin liquid is more on thin liquid sebab dia single rotor dia single, jadi perlu thin liquid at relatively high pressure. Okay, speed dia slow tapi dia boleh orang kata boleh maintain high pressure. So dia sesuai untuk gas. Okay, develop a good vacuum and can dry run for a short period. Disadvantage dia complex housing and many parts. Sebab dia banyak parts kan. Nampak tak dia slot tu tadi, and not suitable for pressure yang terlalu tinggi. Sebab dia satu, dia single rotor. Okay. This the example, nampak dia ada banyak ni slot ni. Okay, so dia ada banyak parts. Application, okay, aerosol, propellant, aviation survey. Okay, untuk aviation mostly guna this kind of pump. Okay, refrigeration coolant. Okay, transfer of LPG, nampak tak? Semuanya yang high volatile punya liquid. Okay, LPG cylindering, masukkan dalam tong gas. Kita nak masukkan gas dalam tong gas untuk masak. Okay, itu antara digunakan pump ni untuk masukkan. And then refrigeration, freon and ammonia. Okay, dalam fridge, macam mana dia circulate dan sebagainya. Dan juga solvent. Okay, these are the application. Okay, let's look into the pump failure. Pump failure ni very important Pump failure because of wear, tear, erosion and corrosion. Because of this lah. This is the main thing happen These are the main failure yang happen in the pump. Okay, sebab tu perlu ada timely inspection and follow up action for the pump. Kita tak boleh biarkan dia breakdown ataupun suddenly breakdown because it gonna cause a lot of problem. Okay, common failure or defect. Okay, air in the fluid. Okay, and then pump worn and damage, excessive load. Kadang kita tak match the load yang kita nak apply to the pump. So dia akan bekerja keras dan dia akan rosak. Damage caused by metal object. Mungkin dalam fluid tu ada benda-benda asing masuk dan dia akan mengganggu all the gear and everything. Excessive heat. Okay, tak ada heat. Orang kata dissipation of heat tak bagus. So makin lama makin panas. Over pressure. Salah pilih pump. And incorrect installation. Maksud dia, kita nak alignkan the shaft. Okay, untuk kita gerakkan all the rotor. Kita misalign. Coupling misalign. So dia akan mengakibatkan the pump tak work efficiently. Okay. Okay, bearing and shaft. Nampak? Kalau tak jaga, tak bubur lubricant, okay, tak maintain, it become like this. Okay, and then also bearing also, make sure you give enough adequate lubricant. Okay, winding coil dari segi electrical side. Cavitation, okay, cavitation maksud dia libat dengan corrosion dan sebagainya. Okay, and broken blade. Okay, these are all the common. And these are the symptom. Okay, here kalau pump, these are the symptom yang menunjukkan pump ni apa yang ciri-ciri pump ni fail. Okay, and then these are the causes, right? And pump maintenance, ni penting pump maintenance. You need to do maintenance regularly. Okay, check apa? Obtain hydraulic fluid. Okay, check the filter, check the inside reservoir. Apa lagi? Pump flow, you record kalau flow flow dia ada beza, okay, dalam segi pressure, speed dan sebagainya. Check the tubing fittings and all that. You have to do it regularly. Okay, this can be categorized into the daily observation. Yang ni you tengok, observe, okay. Ada tak something yang you rasa ada oil leaking, okay. Ada tak in temperature, tiba-tiba rasa panas or the vibrate. So all this can be observed. Quarterly or monthly maintenance, you schedule. Okay, you bubuh dalam jadual, you bubuh all the checklist, have the checklist and check all the requirement. And annual maintenance, kena orang kata major overhaul. Maybe you kena clean and flush all the bearing. Okay, and then clean the bearing housing. Okay, kena you tukar dia punya lubricant. Okay, and the external shaft kena check and all that. Alright. So these are the questions Okay, there's lots of question dalam pump. So we will discuss this in the live class. Alright, so I see you on the next chapter. Bye.